After the first two building blocks, email management, task management, let us move on to the third building block, calendar management. The first of the 4 implementation tools and game changers in the building block calendar management is check-in, check-out, and weekly tactical Friday meeting or command meeting with the following headlines. Check-in and check-out meetings should be a daily habit. The weekly tactical command meeting on Friday, usually, should be a weekly habit. Here's how to start acting on getting organized through meetings with yourself in your calendar. A morning meeting, the check-in. When? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. My recommendation is to start focusing on your calendar, then your tasks, and only then your emails. The good news is that you had an empty inbox the day before. Consequently, you only have to deal with the 12 to 20 emails which you received overnight. Those emails might change your day planning slightly. You may have to do minor adjustments, but not a lot. Objective of the meeting: focus on today. Run your day today. Know your key 2 to 3 tasks and your 2 to 3 meetings planned in the checkout yesterday. Process your incoming mails since checkout yesterday according to the 5D. Adjust the day slightly based on these emails. Some might need to be tasks for today. You may have to shift slightly around on your day. Afternoon, evening meeting, the checkout. When? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not Friday, because that's where you have the tactical command meeting. Objective of that meeting is focus on tomorrow, clean up, process the inbox to 0 emails according to the 5D principle, clean up, update the tasks of today and tomorrow. I suggest you enter the check-in and the check-out in your calendar as recurring events. Show up for the meetings as natural habit to take control of your day. Tactical command meeting, planning meeting, weekly planning meeting. When? Friday afternoon, or if not possible, then Sunday evening. Before you know, it's Friday, and that's the time for a very important activity, the weekly planning meeting, the tactical command meeting with yourself. The meeting where you take control and ensure the right focus for next week or the weeks ahead. A meeting focused on prioritization and you. I think this is the most important recurring activity you can give yourself as a strong form of self-love. You set aside 1 or 1.5 hours for this meeting and ignore current pleasures for bigger rewards to come. Objective of the meeting: determine the order of the meetings and tasks for next week. Review goals. Set goals for next weeks. Mind dump. Get a peace of mind. Know your 3 most important tasks or milestones and most important meetings next week. Review the current week. What worked well and what didn't work so well? What habits do I need to adapt? The checklist for the tactical command meeting. What needs to be done? What would I like to get done? Update the complete task list. Move all tasks next week to Friday. Review meetings next week and plan realistically. When is there room for my tasks? All now on Friday? Which priority should I have on my tasks on which weekdays? Move the tasks to the relevant weekdays. Prioritize. Make room in the calendar for time-consuming tasks and preparations, also prior to the deadline. Set aside time for unforeseen tasks and meetings. Usually this happens always on a Monday. Which task can you delegate, automate, delete, or get rid of? Set aside time for additional strategic, not urgent, but important tasks. Ref the Eisenhower matrix. A milestone task which may need to get started next week. Actions needed to complete or get started. Do I need to remind somebody? Do I need to follow up? Send further information today to anyone before next week? Am I well prepared for the meetings next week? Are there pre-reads? Do I understand the objective of the meetings I'm invited to? Based on last week's performance or this week's performance, is the plan for next week realistic? Just like reserving time for strategic long-term projects and bucket list projects, you may also consider planning meetings where you do the real long-term planning in addition to the Friday tactical command meeting. The Friday tactical command meeting is, as the word stipulates, more tactical than long-term strategic. I typically take out a few hours monthly to do more long-term planning and reserve time for my long-term bucket list projects like writing a book or creating a course, and reserve the time to do so well in advance. This is long-term proactive planning to get my priorities right and to make sure that I have time to focus on what really matters to me. Always make sure that your tactical actions are aligned with your long-term goals. What needs to be eliminated to operate more efficiently? You may want to ask yourself.